How are we doing today, Starseeds? Today, this reading is going to be covering how the Ascension energies from the full moon that just occurred on the 21st will be affecting us for about the next 2 weeks or so. This will be somewhat of a summarized version of the longer Ascension Energies readings that I typically do, however, due to the fact that this particular full moon is in direct correlation with the summer solstice gateway portal that also just occurred a few days ago on the 20th, which I actually already did a longer video on. So if you'd like to have even broader insight as to how the current energies at play will be affecting you and your ascension process, then go take a look at the recent video I just uploaded titled June Solstice Gateway Portal saying goodbye for this. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get into the reading. First up, we have the Major Arcana card, the Hanged Man. So just like in the full moon reading that I just did for Twin Flames, it feels like the young woman in the illustration is energetically in a current state of surrender. This is because of the sheer heaviness and potency of this particular solstice gateway portal, which I feel is the energetic equivalent of a hurricane blowing through. This actually feels more like a weather report than an Ascension Energies report energetically, more than anything, honestly, as I also feel to advise you all to brace yourselves for impact, and Spirit's also saying to expect the unexpected. This is why I always refer to the Ascension process as the Ascension game, or even the Matrix game, because of the type of game-like design, structure, and coding that we are forced to follow at certain points throughout the year, where stakes are suddenly high, it's suddenly not safe to move forward, and then it suddenly is, suddenly we're under attack and in defense mode, or suddenly we're thrust right back to square one again, having to climb way back up, and so on and so forth. One of the reasons why you would be warned to expect the unexpected is due to the great shakeups due to occur during this major transitional period where we are etherically flipping the whole world upside down so that everyone facing suppression from the Matrix beast system, metaphorically being at the bottom, will suddenly be switched to the top, and everyone who thrived unfairly at the top for the longest time and the positions that we should be in get switched to the bottom. Some of you may have heard of this as the event horizon, or the Big 180 flip, and this is to bring true and sudden balance, peace, and equality to all of God's children, as well as swift justice, rude awakenings, and crucifixion to all of the enemies of God's children. For the past few years, the focus has been really heavy on getting us removed from all of the karmic attachments, that being so-called friends, relatives, coworkers, bosses, etc., tethered to our chakra system and working beneath the surface to keep us from ascending out of the matrix, just to bring you up to speed a bit if you are a bit behind in this knowing, which we have been successfully doing perfectly to a T for this specific group of graduate starseeds that have done what they've needed to do to reach this major pivot point in both Mother Earth and the universe's history. To continue, I'm picking up on the energies of being stressed out, overwhelmed, and maybe feeling as if you're handling more than you can chew around this time frame. Even the way that the young woman is suspended upside down feels like a depiction of this innate overwhelm, her life being flipped upside down from all of the shakeups, as well as the whole world being flipped upside down due to the Big 180 flip. Spirit's advice to this is, just like the light radiating behind the young woman, know that light is very soon to re-enter your life, that it feels very close to your head, just like how it's depicted in the illustration, and to remember just how strong you are for making it to the level of ascended mastery that you're at now. Even the way that she holds onto her legs has the energy of massive strength, discipline, and focus, which I feel is a direct correlation and reflection on you and our entire Starseed tribe put through this not just unique ascension process, but unique sector of the ascension process in general. So remember that false timelines from the age of Pisces are collapsing in the background, putting major pressure on you, likely even more pressure than actually necessary, making it feel something more is happening than it actually is. And that this is actually a good thing as it signifies the major closure of the most anti-Christ, anti-life era ever, as well as your official graduation out of the Earth School Game of Life program. Here, we have yet another major arcana card, the Judgment card, which actually appeared for the Twin Flame reading as well, and that I feel is a great representation of just how major this particular transitional period is set to be for all of us. This time, I'm feeling the energies of transcendence and parting ways with the old paradigm, as well as everyone from the old paradigm that was once bound to you. The woman's soul leaving her body is the perfect depiction of both the transcendence and parting ways theme, and it's exactly where the source of this splitting timelines is stemming from. Soon afterwards, I began to pick up on the energies of great relief, along with the hugest breath of fresh air, so this feels like something that will be here to catch us right after we make it through the rougher portion of this pivotal period. It feels like it is here to be bestowed upon us, not just to bring us relief from this major chapter we're now finally able to close down, but also in order to make up for every single thing we've ever had to endure on this long, unfair, topsy-turvy hero's journey, which means that this relief is therefore permanent. This is when you know that you have officially landed into the new Earth, Age of Aquarius, Oasis Paradise, that God lovingly prepared for us for having to play out these sort of Bible stories in order to learn lessons, acquire experience, close down chapters of karma within our own lives, and collapse the Age of Pisces timeline with the entire beast system along with it. It feels like this is directly in alignment with the rewards of infinite abundance and untold riches that was promised to all of God's children after bearing through all of their hardships also, as the energy of this feels grand enough to match this, along with this we made it type of vibe with it. So best believe me that we're taken care of and then some once this last part of the mission is over, especially after all you've done and been through in this lifetime, and even in past lifetimes, where you've sacrificed so much for God, the universe, the great all, for I can already feel it approaching. And lastly, we have the Two of Wands. From this, I am immediately feeling the energies of moving on, as well as having a ton of inner strength that we did not have in the beginning or even in the middle of the journey, which you may actually be led to reflect on throughout this deep reflection period, Spirit's calling it, just as it appears the young woman is doing in the illustration. Even the way that she grips onto the rod that she holds in her hand feels indicative of the inner, even wild, animal like strength that she now bears inside, due to the fact that I'm feeling very nature like, grounded, leopard like energy coming from within her, as well as subtly playing out within her stance. However, although you may be ready to go, as I am picking up on energies of impatience just like it was present in the reading for Twin Flames, it still feels like there are things that needs finalizing before we are able to stop looking through the window at what could be, like the girl, and walk out the door. But I'm feeling lots of energies of prep also taking place in the background, and this prep feels like it is present based in order to prepare us for our insanely huge, important futures, as well as future oriented in order to prepare and set into place the high level life and lifestyle that was already very meticulously and thoughtfully created for us before we even got here in the etheric realm. So hopefully this puts you more at ease if you end up in the position of gazing out the window like the woman in the image. The final message and advice that Spirit wants to share with us all is to trust and know that it is all almost over. The doors to the past are already closing, which I can feel occurring within my body as confirmation, and you have permission to be incredibly proud of yourself more than you've ever been in your entire existence, even before it all officially ends. Because that's how much you did, and that's how close we are. I know that there are a good enough amount of you out there that have been through all kinds of hardships during this crazy experience that we call the Ascension Process, and a lot of you even before this process even began for you. So I know that, just like me, you are more than ready for all this to be over so that real life and true paradise can finally grip you ever so tightly. You are almost there, so keep going, is my advice to you. Remember that you are not a champion, but that you are the champion. And please drop by my Psychic Surgery Etsy shop if you feel you're in need of support during this time, or just in general with anything at all. Find all the info to my services and offers right down below in the description. With all that being said, thanks so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe if you'd like future content from me. Have a great full moon, and stay blessed, tribe. Bye.